With Chapter 5 Season 2 coming out, ranks have officially reset again. But don't worry, because in this video, we're going to be talking about everything that you need to know to rank up super fast in Chapter 5 Season 2, as Epic has made it a little harder to rank up, and you can no longer do the bush camp dash strategy in camp all game because you will no longer get percentage if you have no damage taken. This video is going to cover all the best strategy and gameplay tips you guys are going to need to rank up. Before we get into it though, if you guys hit that subscribe button if you guys are brand new, and if you guys find this video helpful at all, use code DISC for Fortnite item shops to support me directly, which brings me to tip number 1, which is going to be the best game mode that you should be utilizing to rank up super fast and hopefully hit Unreal this season. So most people, when it comes to Fortnite rank, generally needs to avoid the solo game mode. It's just not going to be a good experience. You're pretty much going to die off spawn or mid game without you getting any significant percentage in order for you to rank up every game. So the best mode that you need to be playing in Fortnite rank to rank up fast is trios. By playing trios, the lobbies are going to be a lot worse, allowing you and your trio to get more kills, more placement, and more wins. This is why in every single season, the person who's #1 ranked Unreal is always playing modes like duos, trios, or squads, because all they need to do is get 3 of the best fighters in the game and just play the game all day long for 18 hours straight, and they will still retain that #1 spot, as it's way easier than fighting in solos, which is definitely what you need to do when it comes to ranking up fast. You need to form a good duo, trio, or squads and just play with that same duo, trio, or squad every single day. And I promise you guys, you can even be decent and still rank up a ton. And by doing this, you are not only getting a lot of kills, which gives you a bunch of percentage, but you will almost always win every single game unless you have a super stacked game with a bunch of streamers in it. Next, I'm going to be talking about early game and where you need to land, as well as how to properly set yourself up for in-game, depending on which playstyle you have, the more calm or aggressive playstyle. And this is to maximize the amount of percentage you get every game, making every game count. Early game and ranked is definitely the most important time where you should be really locking in, because dying off spawn without getting any eliminations could be absolutely detrimental to your ranked journey, especially once you get up in the higher ranks, because not only does dying off spawn make you lose a ton of percentage, but it can also end up full tilting you for the rest of the day and make you spiral down a path of constant losses because you're playing off of emotion rather than logic. And if you're serious about ranking up, you're probably asking yourself, well, where do I drop? What's the best drop spot? And don't worry, I got you guys. So if you're a more calm or passive player, you and your team are definitely going to want to land somewhere on the outside of the map, continue to farm up, get loot, get a drop spot that you and your duo or trio know very well, like the back of your hand, land there every game and absolutely master that drop spot. And since you're a passive player, your main focus is to get looted up and start playing dead side over and over and try to find some stragglers rotating in from zone to get you some free easy kills and percentage. But it's also extremely important to note that you guys have to remember that you do not get the extra bonus percentage if you don't take any damage. So if you are the kind of person that plays for the passive playstyle, just keep this in the back of your mind as you're rotating. Make sure to try to engage some teams or try to get some damage off on some players, or if you have to fight someone on dead side, that totally works as well. Now moving on to the aggressive playstyle, and this goes for people who really like W King and don't really care if they die or not, you're just playing to play, or if you're an aspiring pro, this could also work for you as well. And this is simply going to be hot dropping at a main POI such as Pleasant Piazza, Fancy Fields, or one of the new POIs on the map. When doing this, you have to take note of the POI, and every single POI is basically like a square box. When you are hot dropping in one of these hot POIs, you are definitely going to want to land on the outside of that square box and work your way to the middle. So what I like to do as soon as I drop into ranked, I get loot immediately, and then I like to have the mat advantage off spawn, so I try to find some straggling trees or rocks on the outside of the POI, farm those, and then simply go around the outside of the POI, cleaning up anyone who also land on the outside, and then slowly work out my way towards the middle, because if you land anywhere in the middle and you're a WQ player, you're instantly going to get third party by people who are landing on the outside of the POI. And if you're in the low ranks or you're unranked, I highly recommend you guys try to land at the hot spot, because most players who are in these low ranks, if you land at the hot spot and they land with you, they're going to be pretty much low skill players, allowing you to get some free easy kills and earn some easy percentage with basically little to no effort. So regardless of what playstyle you are, aggressive or passive, it's very important that you and your team know exactly what you're doing and have a set strategy that you have going into the game. And always try to make sure you guys have the mat and weapon advantage when fighting other players in ranked, especially off spawn, with whatever playstyle that you prefer. Which also brings me to my next topic, which is the best ranked loadouts that all the pros are using, which is what you and your duo need to be using. First, I'm going to be going over the fragger of the team, and this is the person who's responsible for getting the most eliminations or just dealing the most damage on the team. Now, obviously, there's a ton of new guns in Chapter 5 Season 2, but the first weapon the fragger is definitely going to want to carry is the new Warforged AR. Carrying this as your spray weapon is absolutely perfect, because this gun is extremely deadly from any range, from close range, mid range to that long range, making it the best spray weapon in the game. And it's mainly what all other pros are using as their spray weapon, especially with attachments like the red dot, the new vertical grip to reduce the recoil, drum mag, laser, and muzzle brake attachments make this gun absolutely insane. For the second weapon, the fragger of the duo needs to be carrying the new Gatekeeper shotgun, as this gun is the new best shotgun in Fortnite, as all the pros are now using this even over the hammer pump. And this is simply because the damage output when you hold it down is absolutely insane. And what a lot of the pros are doing is also putting a drum mag on this gun to make sure they get an elimination 100% of the time, as this gives you 5 bullets instead of 3, making this gun just insanely overpowered. Next, for your last weapon, the fragger needs to be carrying the Reaper sniper rifle, as this weapon is still broken even in the new Season 2, and all rarities do a one-shot headshot to the head, allowing you and your duo to get an easy knock or elimination, allowing you to get some quick and easy refresh splashes or some extra percentage. Now moving on to mobility. Now this is a touchy subject as the community is torn on what's better, the impulse grenades or the new Icarus's wings. In my opinion, I think the wings are better if you know how to dodge midair with them. If not, I would stick with the impulse grenades. And for your last healing items, if you're the fragger, you're going to want to carry the chug splashes as they're quick and easy heals for you and your duo. Next, we're going over the best loadout for the IGL, the team, which is the in-game leader, which is a person who's going to be making all the critical decisions within your gameplay. Here's how the IGL's loadout should look like. It should be a Gatekeeper shotgun, a Thunderburst SMG, or the Warforged assault rifle. Then you need to have your mobility item, which obviously needs to be the shockwaves or the new wings, with the final two slots being heals. And what most pros are using for the IGL is going to be chug splashes and big pots. I think having the proper loadout when it comes to ranked is one of the most important aspects that a lot of pro players use that I feel like a lot of mid to low tier players really don't think about, but it actually makes a huge difference in your game and how you pick up more eliminations throughout the game. Which brings me to my next topic, which is the brand new 4 medallions that were just introduced to the game and how they're extremely overpowered. Now the 4 medallions can be found at these POIs, and here's exactly what they do. So the first one that you're gonna have to fight Zeus and Mount Olympus, and it's gonna be the speed medallion. And basically what this does, it allows you to run faster and jump higher while sprinting, and it also gives you no fall damage, which in itself is an insane competitive advantage if you're fighting just a solo build battle. The next one's gonna be a Brawler's Battleground, and it is gonna be the combat medallion, which in my opinion is kind of the worst one out of the 4. But basically what it means is that all ranged weapons such as your ARs, battle rifles, and snipers are gonna have increased damage, which is still insane in itself. The next one's gonna be at the Underworld POI. It is arguably the best medallion in the game right now because this is actually the Siphon medallion, and it grants healing siphon effects on eliminations per elimination you get. So that means if you're playing duos and you get really weak but you knock one, you can easily get a kill and get your health back, just like the OG arena days. And the last one's gonna be at Grim Gate, and it is the Agility medallion, which gain charges of Underworld dash. Basically you can just dash forward at an unlimited rate with a short cooldown time. Now by far, in my opinion, I think the best medallions in the game right now is the Siphon medallion as well as the Agility medallion, because I've seen so many pros exploit into people's boxes while using the new agility feature with the medallion, which is just absolutely insane. It allows you to completely catch your opponents off guard by just dashing into their box after you get their wall weak, which is just an insane competitive advantage that no one's gonna think of. It is literally a free kill every single time. And what pros have been doing, especially in ranked, is they've been trying to stack all 4 medallions because it literally feels like you're playing a total separate game. If you have all 4 medallions, you just have such a competitive advantage, it's not even funny. But it's also important to note that the medallions no longer give you shield or any HP. They just give you these competitive advantages, which in my opinion is way better than the previous medallions. And for my final topic I wanted to talk about to help you guys rank up fast is that you guys should be using rank as a tool to get better. The main problem I see with players once they get into the higher ranks is that the only way they got there is 1, by getting carried, or 2, just camping all the way into the final zone and just getting the extra percentage from whatever. And while it may be fun to be Unreal and show all your friends that yes, you are the Unreal rank, if you're a Diamond Caliber player in Unreal Caliber lobbies, you're just gonna get absolutely steamrolled every single game you go into because you didn't earn Unreal the right way by pushing people, rotating correctly, watching your mat count, and taking calculated aggression fights. Instead, you just got there the cheap way, and that's why ranked is probably unenjoyable for you, because in reality, you should be Diamond, but yet you camped your way all the way to Unreal, and now it's super unenjoyable for you because you didn't earn it the right way. And that's why it's so important when playing ranked, you should also have the #1 goal in mind is to work on the individual weaknesses you have as a player, which is controller players' main weakness is box fighting, and for keyboard players, it can be rotating early, tracking your mats, knowing when and when not to take fights, stuff of that nature. And even if you do all these things correctly and die, you can still use that death as your advantage. You can go VOD review, see what you did wrong, and see how you can not make the same mistakes moving forward in your future games, which is going to make you an all-around better player. But make sure you guys always try to win the game with at least 5 to 6 kills. You would literally go up an insane amount of percentage, and that's going to be the end of the video, boys. If you guys did enjoy, please don't forget to subscribe and turn the post notification bell on. Listen, all you guys got to do is tap on the bell and then turn all notifications on so you don't miss a post. We're almost at 1 million subscribers, and if you did make it this far, comment #dis to 1M. I love you guys so much. Peace.